Is this Pauline Hanson stirring or is she serious?
I think she's serious about this, Kieran. She's framing herself not as a party of protest, as she's frequently called by the Labor government and also the former coalition. Pauline Hanson last night appearing with our colleague Chris Kenny. She was asked, given the surge in the polls, whether she would be willing to do a supply and confidence deal with a potential future recobbled together coalition. And she says, yes, she would. That she doesn't believe in her own right One Nation could ever form government, that it would need to help support parties on the right of politics. Have a look.
You would be interested in being involved in a coalition government with the Nationals and the Liberals?
Of course. That's the only way to move forward, because I'm not going to be government, and either is, by the looks of it, either is the coalition or the National Party. So the fact is that I am a Conservative at heart, and I would work with them to give them supply. Would I join up to the rabble that they are at the moment? No way in the wide world.
We've seen the support for One Nation surge in the polls since Christmas, but have a look at where the current parliament actually is. One Nation only has one lower house seat at the moment. That's Barnaby Joyce, thanks to his defection from the Nationals. According to the Sky News Pulse, our first YouGov poll that rolled out earlier in the year, if the current polling numbers are to be believed, One Nation could leap past the Liberals and Nationals in terms of seats. So there is a real prospect that this could be a live option after the next election. But the Nationals leader, David Littleproud, pointing to the lengthy time we are away from the next federal election, not even wanting to buy into this at all.
Everyone just needs to take a cold shower, focus on working out who they are and what they are.
Would you consider some kind of deal, whether it's just confidence and supply?
Well, I think we're talking about a hypothetical some 2 years into the distance. Let's just calmly focus on ourselves and make sure that we can work out who we are.
Pauline Hanson has been ever present, it seems, this year since the surge in the polls. But don't forget, she's actually been banned from entering the Senate chamber. That is until this morning. This burqa ban that came into effect last November finally finished in the Senate. Pauline Hanson entering this morning, giving a little curtsy to the chamber as well in the opening prayer. She's back in the chamber, Kieran, and her name bandied about basically every single day inside this building, given the momentum that's there in the wake of these repeated opinion polls.
Yeah, and absolutely. Momentum there, momentum not so much with the coalition at the moment, with its split, risking becoming even more formal over coming hours.
A messy divorce between the two parties could be formalised in effect today. In the Senate, the Liberals have introduced this motion to try and kick out their Nationals colleagues from crucial and key plum Senate committee positions. The Nats certainly aren't happy with this. You can see the lengthy list here of what the Liberals are trying to do. Switch out National senators and appoint Liberal senators to key committees ahead of next week's Senate estimates hearings. Liberal sources I've spoken to today saying that this is procedure. If they're not in a coalition, the Nationals are technically on the crossbench and therefore they're not entitled to these roles. In order to actually get this done, though, it would need the support of Labor and the Greens too, potentially. At this stage, Labor hasn't declared its hand on whether it's happy to cooperate on these sorts of things. Given the shenanigans in the Senate, Kieran, they've been voting for the last hour on all sorts of things. Not this yet. There's a chance it may not actually get to a vote on this today, but it shows you the animosity, the very fact that the Liberals are putting this on the notice paper and keen to kick off their colleagues.
Yeah, indeed. That's the word, animosity for sure, between the former coalition partners.